Students, as we all know, the climate and weather are not constant always. They change with time. But we have to understand that there are certain factors that influence these changes.
If we look at the climograph of Chennai, we can see that there is not much variation in the temperatures. On the other hand, in a place like Delhi, there are huge variations in the temperature across months. There are wide variations of temperatures in India. While the northern part of India has Himalayas, the southern peninsula is surrounded by seas.
Some places are situated far from the coast, while some places have high altitude. So, in all these places, there are variations in temperatures. And the factors that influence the climate are called climatic controls. The climatic controls include latitude, land-water relationship, and upper air circulation. Let us now delve deep into each of these factors and see how each of them affects the climate.
The latitude or distance from the equator is an important factor that affects the temperatures. As one goes away from the equator, the average temperatures come down. This is the reason why the Earth is divided as tropical, polar and temperate zone. While the tropical refers to the area close to the equator, the polar refers to the area close to the poles. The temperate zone refers to the area between the tropical and the polar.
Students, suppose we compare the climates of Indonesia and Japan. We can understand the difference.
If we look at the map of the world, Japan and Indonesia are located on different latitudes. As a result, the heating that occurs at these places is also different. The differential heating of Earth that takes place results in the intensity of temperature. And this intensity depends on the latitude. The temperature of the atmosphere at a particular place close to the Earth's surface is based on the insolation or the heat from the sun's rays received at that place. The insolation is high in the low altitude compared to the high altitudes. As one moves away from the equator to the poles, the average annual temperature comes down. If we look at our country, the southern part of India is in the tropical belt closer to the equator. This region therefore has higher average temperature compared to northern India. As a result, one can experience a different climate in Kanyakumari and a contrasting climate elsewhere, maybe in Bhopal or New Delhi. Our country is located roughly between 8 degrees and 37 degrees north latitudes. India is divided into two equal parts by the Tropic of Cancer, which runs exactly center of the country. While the part south of the Tropic of Cancer lies in the tropical zone, the part north of the Tropic of Cancer lies in the temperate zone. If we look at this map of India, we can see a huge area of land and water bodies. Another important factor that influences the climate is the land and water relationship. The sunlight that is first absorbed and then radiated back or directly reflected depends on the nature of the surface of the area. The darker areas like heavily vegetated regions absorb better, while lighter areas like snow and ice-covered regions reflect well. While the ocean absorbs and loses heat slower than the land.
Students, this has a huge impact on the climate. One of the major effects is the creation of land and sea breezes.
In this figure, we can see the land is warmer during the day while the sea is cooler. As the water in the sea heats up slower than the land, it will be much warmer than the air over the sea. The warm breeze over the land will rise, resulting in low pressure on the surface. The cold air on the sea causes a high pressure. The sea breeze is created by the wind that blows from higher pressure on the sea to the lower pressure on the land.
Students, this is what happens during the day. So, what do you think happens during the night?
Students, all of us know that as altitude increases, the temperature decreases. This is the reason the temperature is lower on the hills and mountains than on the plains. This is why the relief or the altitude plays an important role in influencing the climate of a region. Hill stations in the Himalayan region like Shimla, Gulmarg, Nainital and Darjeeling have lower temperatures even during summers. Likewise, Ooty and Kodaikanal have lower temperatures compared to the places near the coast. The subtropical high pressure in the northern hemisphere results in permanent winds. These winds blow towards the equatorial low pressure belt by reflecting towards the west, and these winds are called trade winds. Our country lies in the belt of dry northeast trade winds.
Trade in the German language means track. These winds blow steadily in the same direction and in a constant course.
In addition, the climate of India is affected by the movement of upper air currents, which are called jet streams.